So hey, Michael Joseph. I'm across from Glide. So this is my food they gave me. It was in that line. If you can see, there's a line between those two cars. It actually goes back a little ways towards that 20-mile-per-hour speed sign near the yellow building, a little past that. Anyways, normally you just get in this line. It's 4:30. It's about 4:28, 4:29 p.m. Tuesday, October 22nd, I believe. Either 21st or 22nd. Tuesday, though. And so here's some people coming out of line. They'll be going back in the line to get back in, to go back into this Glide church. And Glide is named after a cattleman here in San Francisco. A cattleman, last name was Glide. He died at some point a long time ago, like maybe in the 40s, 30s, I don't remember. His widow built this church for him. It was a Methodist church back then. That's why they call it a memorial church. The name of it was actually a memorial church, Glide Methodist Memorial Church. But now the Methodists sued them. The Methodist church sued them, so they had to remove the Methodist part of the name, but they could keep the building and Glide Memorial Church now. No Methodist in the name. Anyways, I got kicked out of here. So this is the second day in a row I got kicked out of here before I could even get in. I haven't had breakfast here because they stonewall me all the time, or lately. So now they give me this. So normally the plates they give you, if you don't get food and they won't let you in because of an odor problem. By the way, I just washed most of this stuff. All this stuff is washed, actually. All my clothes that you see here that I'm wearing, it's all been quote unquote washed. At this place, I do give you free laundry, but it's all fucking bullshit and evil. I'll explain that at some point, maybe in this video or the next, depending how fast I can get this going. And I got this car blocking my view. I'm gonna slide over just a little bit so he can't block me. But anyway, so this Glide, this staff, right? Can't blame the building and the people who built it who are no longer alive, whose memories now are all we have. All we have now are these interlopers who run this place, quote unquote, run it into the evil ground. But these people kicked me out, and now I get so these containers of food, if you don't get in, because they said I have an odor problem, but I'll explain this in a little bit. I was eating at Anthony's. I had 4 meals there today. No one said anything about odor. They have in the past, so they can use it as an excuse. But here's the thing. This place, 2 days in a row now, all my clothes are clean, but they used to give you these little sort of takeout boxes, like a teriyaki takeout place would look like. But now it's like this. It's like prison food in a tin. This is what they give me 2 days in a row. Biscuit and some kind of rice and kind of like a stew looking thing with a biscuit in a tin. Right? It just reminded me of like a prison type of situation. Here's your tin of food, right? So anyways, that's 2 days in a row. I wanted to make a video of it today since I just got this phone. It has been a nightmare trying to get a new phone after they stole my previous phone after I made this 1 hour long video of all these people I got when I walked from the library to here. I got a bunch of people on tape. They needed that phone. They do not want that shit going up on YouTube, so they stole my phone. So I got a new phone finally. You know how many hoops I had to jump through to get this phone? You would not believe that. This is an Obama phone, a free phone, but I had to jump through a gazillion hoops to get this phone. And it pissed me off just now when I wasn't gonna make such a big deal out of it because I fully expected that this would happen. And they'll wait till I go all the way down the stairs. By the way, they won't tell me out here or at the door. I'll go down the stairs just to the final stretch, and then they'll have somebody waiting for me to tell me no. You can't go in there. They did this now the second day in a row exactly the same way, where it was all the way at the bottom of the stairs. They had 2 security last time and 1 security fraud this time. And I just wanted to document this, show you with the food they give me. It's just supposed to be these guys get donations. It's not like they're spending money to get food. They're getting donations from the public to finance their evil operations. They're just like in LA, they're getting donations. Keep this in mind. And I'm homeless right now. And I have been homeless for a while, not by choice, but by design. It's very difficult for me to make money out here. I can go with all the ways I've been trying to make money and been stymied, been stonewalled. So I gotta watch my possessions. These are my possessions down here. I got these people just kind of loitering around me. But here's Glide. I just want to document this, by the way. This is a 4 or 5 minute video. I'm gonna stop it short here. This is me. I'll show you a video of my body I'm getting skinnier and skinnier. I've got vision problems now because they're destroying my vascular system. My vascular system is being destroyed, and it's affecting. So my toes are numb, have been numb for some time. Feet, I get swelling in my feet, ankles, calves. In my eyesight, in low light conditions, I'm getting some type of retinopathy because the blood vessels in my eyes are being destroyed. Just like my father, by the way. My father had the same shit happen to him when he was in the hospital trying to recover from his strokes. The same exact shit. He had retinopathy, they call it. They call it diabetic retinopathy, but I don't buy that shit. He was being murdered in there with these acoustic sound weapons. The same as what they use on me, along with these poisons. So yeah, I'm just documenting this stuff, and I'm pissed off, which is why I'm a little louder than normal, because it's been too long, and I've been pretty easygoing about this for the most part, but it's been too long. It's been too long, and I've been too quiet for too long, and I'm just tired of it. I've been too quiet for too long, and the way they treat me, why should I treat them any different than they treat me? They're gonna fake like they want to be nice, but they're full of shit. And I don't fake being full of shit. I'm gonna tell you if I'm pissed off at you, don't like you, think you're just evil. I'm not gonna play games with you. You'll know it if I think you're evil. I'm not gonna play these psychological bullshit games like they do. They lie like you would not believe these people. They lie so effortlessly, and they all stick together. I'm gonna start trying to do more recordings. I'm gonna do more audio recordings, by the way, post those. Those are gonna be easier for me to do. When I do my little talks, which I tend to do, around here, around San Francisco, I'm gonna start recording them in audio, since I won't have to worry about running out of space or running out of video or battery. Anyways, this is where we're at. Notice how few people there are online right now, by the way. There's very few people now that I'm recording, and I'm getting all these people online in video. There's very few people, but normally, if I was eating and I came back out, that line would be all the way back to the end of the block, because they don't want me getting, because the rules are you can get back in line and eat as much as you want, as long as you get in before the cafeteria closes. But now, look at how few people there are, and it's different, isn't it? It's different. And so we'll be recording and documenting all the evil doings of these people from here on out, because if they want to play hardball, they want to kill me, by the way. They're murdering me slowly by harming my cardiovascular system, my vascular system specifically, because they want to cause blood clots in certain places and shit like that, these people. That's what they're up to. And they're a bunch of beasts. In the Revelations, it talks about the beasts. The beasts are unenlightened people. The beasts act like the reptile in the brain, the reptilian brain, that primitive brain that Jesus said, no, he wants us to act enlightened like him. That's what it means. No one gets to the Father except through me, is to be enlightened. If you're not enlightened, you're not going through Jesus. If you're not enlightened, you can't just say the magic words, I accept Jesus as my personal Savior, and get into heaven. That's not how it works. That's a lie. And they want to make Christianity into this late. In fact, there was a quote, I saw it today. In fact, there was a quote on, oh my God, I'm going to try to find it again later. But I was like, oh my God, this guy's saying exactly what I said. He said it years before. He said that the greatest threat to Christianity was, I forget the words he used. The words he used was basically that it was going to be it was going to be a simple something. Oh my God, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to screw it all up. I'm going to try to find it, come back to you, maybe post it in the comments. It posts a link to where I saw this. But anyways, but it was virtually like I had been saying, that they've transformed Christianity into this lazy, do-nothing religion where worship means singing and praising, and literally no proper Christian action in terms of emulating Jesus, where he's going around the country healing people, providing food for people, doing that sort of thing. And so also watch the backpacks, the people who have their phones angled at me. These phones tend to be thicker phones than you would normally see. These phones will be thick, and they'll have reservoirs for holding poison that they'll spray at you casually as they walk by. And this is all a coordinated thing. You might start to see a lot of familiar faces if you really study my videos and you see people's faces. Just go pour over all of them and see if you start seeing the same people. And you say, well, I'm in the same areas, I'm in the same block, they're therefore the same people. Okay, you can find some statistician and you can work it out yourself, because I'm not going to try to break my brain on that right now. But I'll leave that to you. I'll just make it a point to mention it, and you can do all the hard work yourselves. But I'm just gonna put it out there. And the tattoos that all these people wear on their necks and their hands, I'm just making small talk, right? So maybe nothing at all. I'm sure I'm totally paranoid until you see my body. I'm gonna show you a picture or a video of what my body looks like, how I lost 70 pounds of muscle mass in 4 months. And then all the doctors I saw in that time, or in the 6 months period, which overlaps that time, they all lied to me. Every single one tried. They didn't even offer a reason for why this happened. They didn't even offer a reason. He was like, you would think it would be like wow, what? You lost 70 pounds of muscle mass in 4 months? What happened? Were you starving, in the desert somewhere or the freaking jungle and you couldn't eat for 4? What happened, right? They didn't ask us. They didn't provide a single reason. It blows your mind that would be the case, right? Anyways, I'm going to end this video. It's at 10 minutes, 57 seconds. This is the wonderful Tenderloin area, by the way. They call this Ellis, and this is the corner of Ellis Street and let me see, Taylor Street. This is Taylor going this way. Ellis is the long way going this way. And this is where we're at. Got a big mural up there. You can see that. All right, and that's the rest of the bill. I'll get my finger out of the way. This is where we're at. They call this area the Tenderloin. I had this theory when I first heard it. I was on the bus. I was like, the Tenderloin, because I was looking up for places where I could eat for free. And it was Glide, and it was this place called St. Anthony's, and there was like 1 or 2 others. And I said, okay, I'll try Glide. And I've pretty much been eating only Glide and St. Anthony's since. And St. Anthony's relatively recently. This is about 3. I got here on a Sunday, so I've been here for 3 weeks plus 2 days in San Francisco. But I was in Emeryville, which is on the other side of the bay, next to Oakland. And I was there for about 4 or 5 days before I finally got to San Francisco by walking and by bus. And anyways, long story short, so when I heard the Tenderloin, I said, how I think that I had this, my imagination went a little wild, and I said, how I imagine the Tenderloin got its name? I said, imagine there were 12, and I picked the number 12 like apostles. So imagine there's 12 people in a room, and they're trying to come up with a name for this neighborhood or this district. And one of the 12, possibly named Judas, says, why don't we call it the Tenderloin? Because he wants to sabotage the name, because it'll make most people around the country who hear it, they'll be like, the Tenderloin, that sounds a little disgusting. But he offers the Tenderloin. Everybody else on the council, the other 11 members are like, okay, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, that sounds good. And they don't realize that this guy's out to sabotage them with such a ridiculous name like Tenderloin for a neighborhood in San Francisco. Anyways, that's how my imagination saw it. It's probably completely false, I'm sure. But that's what I was thinking, because who in the right mind would call a place a Tenderloin? Is that some craziness or what? Anyways, I'm going to end this video. We're about 13 minutes, 22 seconds. And I just got this phone. It's an Obama phone. I had to jump through a gazillion hoops to get it. It took me about 9 days to get this replacement phone, when it should have took like 2 days, 3 days. But they made me jump through all kinds of hoops to get this phone. I got my GitHub page. I just set up a new GitHub page, since my old GitHub page was tied to my, not the last phone that got stolen, but the phone before that, because this phone number on this phone is a brand new phone number. My last phone number is lost. I'm not going to try to get back. I don't need it. But the phone before that is tied to my GitHub page, where my source code is for Keystone Game Blocks, and for my Keystone Game Blocks, Sci-Fi Command, the game, and TV3D Tools, and my GURPS Vehicle Designer. That code is all up there too, but I can't access that page anymore. It's still tied to my email address, which is T as in Tom, P as in Peter, _walkswithgod@proton.me. That's my email address, tied to that website. They can't have it unless they steal it. And so that'll still be my site. I just can't access it, but nobody else can either. You can visit it and see it and download the source code, but you can't make any changes to the site anymore. You can't upload any change revisions either. So I'm gonna put a new site up there. It's called Michael Olive Tree, github.com, Michael Olive Tree, and all my source code will be there. I'll make notes about what happened, and I'll explain the name, Olive Tree, why I'm using that. And so here I'm at in front of Glide, and I'll keep you all updated. And 14 minutes, 57 seconds. I'm ending this video right now. Bye.